All right, guys, how are you doing? Trust you're all doing very well. Okay, so today, without further ado, we're going to be making another portfolio project, and this one is about call center dashboard for October 2023. As we can see there, it's a very beautiful dashboard. As we can see, we have a call day here, which I can select any of the days here. Let's say 16, and you see that we have call center. We have chatbots, we have email, we have web. Now, the respective places where we got the call center and the percentages, as we can see, we have called by sentiment here. We have very positive, very negative, but about all that information. Sentiment by call center, as we have Angelis, Denver, Chicago, and all. Calls by call center, we have calls by response time, reason for call, and then total inbound calls. All of them are coming out, and then so we can see. So if I want to see it feedback with respect to call center, let's check Baltimore, we can see, and everything is just working out for this very dynamic dashboard. And then we can close this, and then we can clear this so that we can start by default. So this is what this beautiful dashboard is allowing us to achieve, and we are going to learn how to do this real quick without further ado. All right, so now that I've shown you how to do this, now that I've shown you what we are going to do, I'm going to go quickly into the practical aspect of it so that we can all do it together. We're going to create this dashboard from scratch, and then you can practice it along. All right, so I'm going to stop my share and I'm going to open a new one. All right. All right, guys. So here is it now. This is what we call the data set, what we're going to be using to create that wonderful dashboard I just showed you. And then let's see how to begin from scratch. Already you know these things already, and then we're not going to waste any time. So looking at this data set, we can tell that we have the ID, customer, sentiment, and all of that information, but it's not really clear. So what do? We're going to select everything like so, and then we click anywhere here to expand everything so we can have a full view of all the things that we have here as dashboard. So we can now tell that we have ID, we have customer name, sentiment, CSAT score, call time, star, reason, city, and all this information we have on the columns. All right, so what if you want to check the last column? So you know the drill already. What we do is just simply control and down, and then we can tell, all right, because there are no spaces in between, so we can tell that this is the last. So we have about 32,942 rows there. Yeah, and that's quite a huge data set. So we can control up again so that we can start. We can see how if we can clean certain things and then make our dashboard really what it ought to be. All right. So before I even do this, one of the things you have to do is to make sure you duplicate the data, the data set in case you're making any error. You can still fall back to it. So I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to call this one data set. Data set. All right, so that's the original dashboard. How do I duplicate this? I simply right click it like so. Where we have move or copy, I click then I say move to N, then select create a copy like so, and voila, have a new one, which I'm going to call this one work sheet. All right. Now you can call it whatever you want to call it, but I call it worksheet. Okay, so we have that, and we've already expanded our columns and all of that. Okay, we're now going to make a distinction of the header row and the rest of the data. All right, so in this case here, we have this one, the first row to be the header row, and then we have to create a distinction between that and the rest of the rows that make up this data set. All right, so we select the header row like this, and then we go to our cells down here. I click here, let me choose this accent. All right, then I give it color. I'm going to give my text color, I give it black color like this. And then I'm going to bolden it. Okay, so that's that. The next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to freeze this particular row. I'm going to freeze that row so that when I'm going down, I'm going up into 618. So what do? I go to my view. All right, I go straight to my view. Excuse me. I go to the view like this. Okay, from the view, I now freeze pane, and I'll say freeze top row. I freeze the top row like this, so that if I'm going down, like I'm going to be going down, you see that the top row is still staying there. All right, so that's the beautiful thing. Okay, okay, so that one has been done, and the next thing we're going to be doing is to look at the respective data types here, and then see how we can make one or two adjustments. All right, let's see how to make an adjustment or the other. Okay, all right, so I'm going to check this particular one they call the CSAT score. Okay, I'm going to be looking at it to tell what is the kind of data type that we have here. So I go home. I want to be accepting, I want to be sure of the data set. So here is set at general, okay, but I really want to be sure. I'm going to select the entire column like this. And then what I'm going to do is to go to where we have the number panel here, press an arrow, let's say number. All right, so we have the number now, and then we're going to remove these extra decimals here, like this, and it goes, okay, and that's that for the numbers first. And that's it. The next one we're going to be checking is the call duration in minutes. So let's go check call duration in minutes. Call duration in minutes also is general. I'm going to make sure I select it. I want to make sure that it's in numbers, number format. Numbers, then as well I remove the extra decimals, and that's that. All right, the next one I'm going to be looking at is the call time span. Let's go check the call time span. Okay. All right, here is it. Okay, so for this particular one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using what we call the text to column. All right, I'm going to select that. Text to column is on that data. On that data, and I move to text to column like so, and then we ensure that delimited is selected, and then we say next. The next thing, we ensure that we select we select date. Okay, the tab is already on, so I'm going to select next and then date. Select date to make sure that the date is MDY, that's month, day, year. In that format, that's what we expect. All right, so we say finish. So it gives us in that order already. This one is already set for us. So in case your own data set is not showing this in this order, right? So we have month, day, and date. That's the format we're using for the call time stamp. All right, well, I'm not done. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to insert another column so that I can extract the day from this call time stamp. All right, so what I'm going to do is to already you know what to do. All right, and now I click and then insert. That one comes for us. I'm going to call this one, call day. All right, now how do we get the days out of that? And another way of doing this to put in, another way of actually putting in a new column is to just select this, for instance. Then we say Control N plus Shift and then plus. That one comes for us, all right? So that's just a shortcut, another way of doing that, all right? Okay, so let's extract the day from this. It's equals to day. Double click on this one and select call time stamp, and then we enter. It comes out for us. Don't worry, we're not done. And then now we have this one coming out for us. What we're going to do, and now I'm going to go to the number format. So we go home again here, all right? Number format here. Select this number format. We're going to be selecting. Okay, so we're going to be selecting number here, and make sure that the decimal is just 0. We don't want too much zeros there. And then we say, okay, so we now have the day. So we have extracted day out of this call time stamp. And then what we're going to do is just to double click here, and it rolls down for the rest of the column. All right, so we've been able to work that out. All right, so that's all the part 1 of it. So we believe that the rest of the data is clean. The rest of the data has no issue in it. So with this, we're going to move to the next thing. All right, so what we're going to be doing is now to create the pivot tables now. All right, now, considering the previous portfolio project we used tables now. we created tables now, but this time around, I'm not creating a table. I'm making it using the normal range, right? I'm not using tables, but I'm using a range of cells. All right, so let's move on. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to add a new worksheet, which I'm going to be calling pivot tables. I'll call this one pivot tables. All right. And I enter. All right, so what am I going to do now? I'm going to be making different kind of pivot tables. Now, I'm going to be creating pivot tables here. The first one, select this particular one for the worksheet, and now insert and move straight to pivot table. And these rows for us, I move to an existing worksheet like so, and I select pivot table. I move 3 rows down, 1, 2, 3, and I select this one like so, and I enter. All right, so now we have pivot table. All right, so the first one we're going to be dealing with is what we call reason for call. So reason for call is what we're going to be making a pivot table called reason for call. All right, so that's what we're going to be doing. All right, anyhow, please take your time to work this out. All right, I'm going to select this, like this, I'm going to format it like this. It. All right, so select this back again, and what am I going to do? For reason for call, I'm going to be checking out my count of ID. Count of ID, I drag it under values. All right, so it's going to be count of ID versus reason. So I'm going to put my reasons on that row. Okay, reasons here go on the row. Okay, that's done for us. All right, so unlike, again, under the previous example we did, the previous project we did, we made these tables to be in different tabs. But I'm going to see how to create these pivot tables in one particular worksheet. So I'm going to go back to my worksheet again. This time around, I'm going to be doing another, okay. I select this again, insert again, pivot table, and then existing worksheet. Okay, existing worksheet. Then I say, I select this. I come down here again, select this. Right. Okay. All right, so I'm going to be calling this one calls by channel. So I say calls by channel. Okay, and I enter. All right, so what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to simply copy this. All right, I'm doing what we call format painter. Copy this format painting here and leave it there. Give me the same formats there. All right, so how do we populate this? So we say count of ID. Count of ID as well will be under values. And then we have channels to be under rows. All right, channels, yeah, come under rows. Sorry, excuse me. All right, so that's that. Now let's move to the next one. The next one's going to be called calls by call center. Let's talk about my worksheet again. You know the drill already. So I insert, and then pivot, and then existing worksheet. All right, select pivot tables, and then you know the drill. This, then this. All right, I'm going to be calling this one calls by call center. Say calls by call center. All right, I select this, select the whole of this like this, and then you know the drill already. Copy this guy from my, and I paste it. All right. So now, what are the things that will make this one up? Simply, how do I build it? I'll say count of IDs, ID here, value, then call center. All right, so that's that for us. We are going to move again. The next thing we're going to be doing is the calls by response time. So get back to my worksheet here, select this, insert pivot tables, existing worksheets, pivot tables like so. Do this here, and then, okay, so we call this one calls by response time. So calls, sorry. Oh. Oh, what happened here? Oh, calls by response time. Oh, there's no issue much. I just wanted to write calls by response time here. But obviously, let's see. I'm going to select calls by response time. So call ID comes under values, count of ID comes under values, and then response time. Response time from under row. Okay. For this, let's see if we can put these cells down. Insert, shift down. Okay. All right, so we now have space for us to put our calls by responsive time. Okay. That done. And you know what to do here. We can select this like this, and then format painter. Select this, and that's it. All right, the next one we're going to be doing is calls by call day. Calls by call day. So you know the drill already. Go back to my worksheet, select any of these cells, insert pivot tables. All right, existing worksheet this time around, and pivot tables. And I'm going to bring it here. I don't want to make that mistake, no. All right, so that's it. And I call it what? Calls by call day. Calls by call day. Okay, you know the drill now. Format painter here. Formats. All right, so that's it. Now, how am I going to populate it? Now, say count of ID. So I say ID here, values, and then call day. Call day will be under my rows. All right, so that's it. Okay, so I still have more. Let's see, we may not even get to use all of this pivot and tables we're creating, but all the same. Now let's do another what we call calls by call day. Okay, let's see, move forward. You know the drill, worksheets, insert, pivot table, existing worksheets, this, and this. All right, say calls by call day. Calls by state, sorry. Calls by state. Okay. Copy this one. I'm going to copy this one. Okay. All right, the next thing I'm going to be doing is to say course by state, count of ID. Then state. All right, okay. The next thing we're going to be doing will be sentiment by call center. Let's go to my worksheet again, and then insert pivot table, existing, this, and I call this, drop it here. Sentiment by call center. Sentiment by call center. All right. I'm going to copy this, format printer, and this, and that's it. All right, how do I populate this now? Sentiment by call center. So I'm going to say, so this time around, I'm going to be having call center under rows. So where is my call center at? Call center will be under rows. All right, count of ID will be under values. Count of ID under values, and sentiment under column. Sentiment falls under column. And thus we have what we have here. All right, next one, I think this is going to be the last one. Response time by call center. So I get my worksheet like this, insert. I don't want my video to be too long. Response time by call center. Okay, so you know the drill already. Pivot table. It's like this. Response time by call center. Okay. Response time by call center. Okay. Of course, I'm going to copy this from my printer. All right. So how do I populate this? Column. The response time will be on the column. Response time will be on the column here. Call center will be on the row. Call center will be on the row. Then count of ID. Count of ID would be on the values. All right, so with this, I think that we good to go. We good to go. Okay. With this, we're about to go. Let's check. Okay, with this, we are good to go. All right, I just want to setting something. Okay, I think I see one more. There's still one more. Okay, so we still go to worksheet. This is the last one. Pivot tables. Existing. This. I'll put this one here. Okay. Okay. All right, we're about wrapping up now. Okay. So sentiment by count of ID. All right, so let's be looking at sentiment, call by sentiment. So we're looking at the sentiment part of this and sentiment part of this. So sentiment by call center. So let's check out the sentiment. Sentiment, where you add sentiment to be on the rows here. And then our count of ID would be on the values. And then, so we have what we have. So we say, okay, we say calls by sentiments. Sentiments. All right. Okay, so this is it. And copy here and leave it there. All right. So we've made real progress here, and then we've made real progress already. Okay. So I think this is where I'm going to break down the video here, then we're going to make a continuation of this so that we can really get to understand what we've done. All right, so what we technically did was to see how to develop the role, get data set and see how to check certain things and adjust the data set accordingly. From there, we made some pivot tables. Yeah, look at the data set here. We duplicated the data set, and then we called the duplicate the worksheet. And then from there, we were able to create pivot tables from this. Unlike the previous, you can do it any way you want to, whatever way is cool for you. If you want to create a table first, it's still cool. But this time around, I did not create a table. I just see how to use the range of cells to create this. And then we did not put the respective pivot tables on different tabs. All right, we put everything in one particular sheet. And then this allows for us so that we'll not be jumping from tab to tab. All right, everything is now put in one particular worksheet. So that's one tab of one worksheet. So all of about 10 of them have been put in one particular worksheet so that we can now use this information to now create our dashboard. So like I said, I don't intend to make the video long. It's going to be the size of our class, and then the continuation video, we're going to see how to finish everything. All right, so see you in the continuation video.